being a homebody. Being a homebody is someone who spends the majority of their time in their house. Could be considered unadventurous. And there was a season of my life where I was a homebody. I would say, mid 20s into my late 20s. Um, I, I kind of got burnt out on going out. I was never really I always kind of resented or always had a little apprehension about going out. But I always went to different events, hung out a lot, very young. At a very young age, I hung out with older people. So I experienced life. And I think during the course of your journey in this world, I think you're going to need to get out of your shell and go to events and experience life, because life is different being in the world versus being in your house. You look at life different, you evolve different, you grow different. There may be a season to be a homebody, to stay in your house and to relax. When I got to my mid 20s, I said, look, I've been going out basically since I was 11 years old. I've been hanging out, going to clubs, doing different things. I got to my mid 20s, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I got a dog. I let myself go physically. I ate all the food I wanted to, and I just enjoyed personal time in my house. And for several years, it was a great blessing. I really enjoyed it because in many aspects, I'm an introvert, but I don't like to put labels on myself because I am very good socially, but I enjoy my own company. So I enjoy spending time with myself. I prefer to. And then once I had a dog, I said, I don't need anyone else. And so I want to use that as the structured topic tonight. We're going to get to each and every live comment. Thank you. I see you guys leaving the comments. I'm going to read them very shortly here. I'm not going to take long on this one. I just want to make the statement that I went out, I experienced life a lot from about 11 to 25 years of age, and it was great. It shaped me, got a lot of great experiences. Then I became a homebody for about 7-8 years straight. And it was good. It gave me time to just spend time with my dog and just look at the world through someone who just doesn't go out, through a recluse. Because you look at the world differently when you're a recluse, when you're bunkered down your house versus when you're out in the world. And now, for the past couple of years, I'm very much in the world. Even before I sold my house, I started to really, after my dog passed, I started to really be adventurous. Going all throughout New York City, then going all throughout New Jersey. I started just visiting all of New Jersey because there was many parts of New Jersey that I really never visited. And for the most part, I went up and down the entire state. Then I went into New York City. I went all around, mainly Manhattan, but I went into some of the boroughs. Then I went, all the way up to Vermont and Pittsburgh, and then I made my trip south. But experiencing the different things outside of your home, experiencing the different states, the different people, the different culture, it gives you a healthy, well-rounded mind that you don't have to necessarily have because you want to be the president, but just because you want to. There's a season of your life where you really just have to experience life. If not, you're just going to be somebody who comments on life. And they think they know life, but you don't know life when you are bunkered down your house. You don't. And I've seen extremes in life. I mean, I've been obese and I've been almost anorexic. I've been a homebody and I've been probably one of the most adventurous people you ever meet in your life. So, like everything, there's a season for everything. But I think at a certain point you have to leave the comforts of your home. And I think you have to break beyond your 30 or 60 mile radius that you have basically created a Cancun for yourself. There's a season where you have to shed that homebody mentality because you're well rested now. You've done what you needed to do for that season. That there comes a certain season where now you got to create a new life and you got to break outside the city limits, so to speak. You got to go outside your city limits. And you got to start to follow your compass to your promised land, to where you're supposed to be for your life. That's my life reflection as I sit here, 38 going on 39, reinventing myself, redesigning my life, traveling up and down North America on the East Coast, going to my promised land, which is Florida, dealing with a diverse amount of people from numerous backgrounds, numerous ages, numerous cultures, from rich to poor and everything in the middle. You know, that's something the books can't teach you. It's something TV can't teach you, YouTube can't teach you. Certainly you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that anywhere else but through your own eyes outside of your home. Now, the only contingency is I certainly understand that there's people raising a family and there's people who want to be a homebody for a season, just like I did when I let myself go, and I enjoyed it. I don't regret that time at all. This will be a seed for you in your journey when maybe after your dog passes or after your kids leave your house and you're an empty nester, or you're just at a point where, you know, you can't be a full-time caretaker. You're going to have to hire a caretaker, and now you're going to have to go out there and live life a little bit. Homebody's okay for a season, but I believe there's going to be a season of your life, I don't know how long it'll be, that you can't be a homebody. What's a homebody? A homebody is someone who spends the majority of their free time in their house. And that's my thoughts tonight. And now we take a hydration break, because it's good to take a hydration break, and then we're going to read all live. I'm interested to see how you guys are doing tonight. So let me just click as I have my laptop here up on my dashboard in my car I live out of. What could be more adventure? Well, this is my home. I guess I am a homebody. But even my home here, my car, I spend 90% of my day outside my car. So even that's amazing. Love to everyone, man. Peace. Zakia, we miss you, Zakia. How are you? First we miss Queen, now we miss Zakia. Love and respect to Alaska. What is the temperature in Alaska, Zakia? It's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit today in South Florida. The temperature will gradually go up. I think a little bit more rain tomorrow, and then we're back into the high 70s. Praise the Lord. Hey, Tony, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you either. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Overall, I feel good. I would say overall positive. Certainly, I have moments, where my mind wants to go negative. Certainly, if you look at old pictures, if you think about old memories, your mind wants to go backwards. You have to keep your mind going forward. You can't live life backwards. But overall, I would say very positive, and I'm very thankful. How are you? Data Geek. Hey, Data Geek's early tonight. Hey, Sam and Z. Oh, Zakia. Yeah, Zakia's back. Hey, Data Geek. How was your work week? How you doing at work? Zakia. They've been keeping me busy at work. Well, I'm a man. Hey, you got to get the money. I understand that. How's the plans? I see your boy, the Element Life. He's trying to creep up on your plans, trying to get him an NV Nissan 200. Now, I don't know either. I thought that guy lives out of his car. He's taking airplanes. He's doing this and that. Am I mad at him? No, just curious. But good to see you, Zaki. I hope you're closer to your Nissan NV200. That's a small cargo van that Zakia would like to live out of. I ain't mad at her. I think the cargo van is the best of both worlds. It's not a big commitment like an RV. You're not going to have a problem parking it. You got a lot of flexibility. And even if you went back to an apartment, I think you'd be fine with a cargo van. So I think a cargo van is a great choice. I really do. For a lot of people, not for everyone. Tony, been dealing with a very stressful situation. Well, I'll keep you in prayer, brother. I don't like to hear anyone going through stress. I don't wish stress, even people I don't like, I don't wish bad on anyone. And I like you, Tony, so I certainly don't wish it on you. So love to you, brother. Prayers. The other thing I was reflecting on today, I should do a whole live chat on that, is when someone's upset, don't tell them to calm down. When someone's drunk, don't tell them they had too much to drink. When someone's upset, don't tell them to calm down. When someone is drunk, don't tell them they have had too much to drink. When someone's in a stressful situation, that's how we're going to put that. You just let them be. There's a high level of energy that they have to burn off, and words will upset them more than solve their problems. When someone's really in an emotional state, and stress is a very serious emotion. I don't take stress lightly. I know the damage that stress can do, so I have a lot of compassion. And what I'm here to tell you is words cannot stress. Silence. Silence heals stress. Go off into a quiet place, wherever that place is, and that's the best remedy for stress, in my opinion. Love to you. Daddy Geek. Hey, me too, Z. And nothing but issues for me at work. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Back with that. And with my sister. I'm sorry to hear that too. Daddy Geek. It may be time for you to shed the homebody. I know you're a caretaker. I know you're a loving person, very intelligent woman, but you can only take so much too. That's why I'll tell you, when I pray for you, my prayer is that you do something nice for yourself, including living your life. Including living your life. Now, I'm not trying to say abandon people. I don't believe in that. But if you look around, many times in life, people have the resources they need not to be destitute. So unless there's a complete situation where someone's destitute without you, just be mindful to use the resources that they have and that you have to alleviate some of that pressure. Because Data Geek, and that's where I got burnt out at one season of my life. I tried to save everyone, and I was destroying myself. I'm not telling anyone how to live, but now that I'm reflecting on your words and I'm thinking about your words, I'm giving thought to them, not just passing over them. And so everyone, again, should do whatever they want. Everyone's situation is different, but that's my thoughts. Ice Says Baltimore's in the house. Gotta be cold up there, brother. Listen, I heard some snow up there. What's up, Sam? Had a great day, but it's snowing. Oh, total disaster. And counting the days till summer, well, brother. May the summer come quicketh to you. And I know it doesn't, and that's why I got the hell out of there. But I love you, brother, with all my heart. You're a very positive man, and I wish nothing but the best for you. Good to see you. Been watching on replay since I'm busy with school. That's okay, brother. Look, I want everyone to do whatever they need to do to push forward in life. You know, sometimes I think about that. Having a YouTube channel is like a reflection of life, but in high speed. You know, people come in here, we form a bond, and then they're gone, and then that's it. It's all over. But that's life, and you accept that. But this is, if you ever have a YouTube channel, it's like in one sense, it's like a very fast speed life. You know, like what's the average life expectancy for a human? About 80 years old. What's the average life expectancy for a friend on YouTube? Maybe 3 weeks. You know, so you go through a whole range of emotions. You don't know them, then you get to know them, then they're gone. And then who knows? They may come back as someone else. Is there reincarnation in YouTube? Yeah. 1 minute, their name is, Yolanda. The next minute, it's, Charles. Why? Because Yolanda just got reincarnated. Why? Maybe we had a blowout, and then she decided to change. She decided to get another Gmail account, and now her Gmail account is a different name. Can that happen? Oh yeah, that can happen. Google. Okay, Google. Love and respect. Daddy Geek. Hey, Tony. Tony. Hey, Daddy Geek. How are you doing? Daddy Geek. Iced tea. Good to see you. Well, hydration break. Good job. Tony, Dad, you good with computers? Oh, yeah, I'll break it down for him, Daddy Geek. I think so. Daddy Geek, horrible, Tony. Oh, but this too shall pass. Oh, he's talking about your stress. He's good with computers. Antonio. Hey, brother. Hello. Hey, how are you? Daddy Geek, I am Tony. Oh, he's talking about computers. I love to drive. Hey, Sammy. Hey, everyone. Hey, I love to drive. Thank you again for all the love and support. I hope you're doing good. And thank you again. Love to you. Love to you. Daddy Geek. Hey, love. Yeah, love to drive's here. How are you doing tonight? Tony, it's a horrible thing I'm dealing with. I don't know what else to say. Well, brother, I hear you. I hear you, brother. Again, I don't think I'll try not to say too many words, because if you want to share, I'll listen, and then I'll give you my opinion. But if you don't, I understand that too, and I don't want to pry it out of you. Again, what should you do when someone's upset? Just let them be, because that's how I want to be. When I'm upset, I don't want someone to try to I'm here if you want to talk about it, but if you don't, if you want to just stay in the chat room and watch me go a little bit wild, but still be nice to everyone, then love and respect. Yolanda, hey, you sure right? What? What's that mean? Oh, I'm sure right? I love to drive. I'm exhausted from driving all day. Well, I thought you loved to drive in the snow. That's a disaster. I understand that. I love to drive. That's why I got the Jeep Renegade. If I was living in Florida 3 years ago or so, I probably would have got a Prius, maybe. But I love my Jeep Renegade though. I would get it again. But one of the reasons I got it, because it was a small, cute, compact, efficient car with 2 sunroofs, but that also it had 4-wheel drive, when you live in the Northeast or a place that gets snow, you're gonna need drive. Do you need 4-wheel drive in Florida? No. I mean, I'm not an off-road guy. Sometimes it does help though when I go in like boondock camping in some campgrounds. It does help to have a little bit extra capacity to move around in dirt roads. So, but I think you do okay with most cars in Florida because it's just flat land, some sandy, not too bad. Tony, I can explain it all. I probably should. I need to vent. All right, well, go ahead. Go for it. I love to drive. How are you, Daddy Geek? Daddy Geek? Rough day. I can understand that. Love to drive. How are you? I understand. Free to be me. Peace, Sam. Well, peace to you also. The man, peace to Sam, the man who broke away from the home cage. That's true. I was very much a homebody, brother. I want to be like you when I grow up. Well, I appreciate be like you, but I appreciate, and I thank you, brother. I appreciate if I could spark a level of inspiration inside someone. I remember Tupac saying that I may not change the world, but I will spark the brain that will change the world. And we all change the world in our own way. Life goes on with or without us. So none of us but there's been people that have inspired me, and maybe I'll inspire someone else, but I'm just a spark. Just like a spark plug is in your engine, it just sparks the combustion. But ultimately, once it does its job, the only purpose of a spark plug is just to spark the engine. It's not the engine. So you are the engine of your own life. God may use me as a spark, but it's all you and how you want to define your life and what you want to do with your life. And I want everyone to live a great life. Milano, what's up, brother? Sammy, well, it's hot today. Not as hot as I like it, brother. I like it at night because these have been great sleeping temperatures down to the low 60s and 50s. But at night, during the day, we're only towards the 70s, man. That's not hot, man. And not enough sun. I need it to be 85, sunny, hot, sweaty. That's what I need, brother. And then if I want to cool down, I'll just go in Starbucks or any facility. But nah, it's not hot enough for me. Not during the day. At night, very nice though. I love you, Milano. Tony, I'm feeling super low, like dirt, Sam. Okay, sure, brother. We'll listen. We love you. Zaki, hey Zaki, what's he talking about? It's around 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's actually not too bad. Warmer than the Midwest. Yeah, I would say that's not too bad in Alaska. Zaki is laughing good. It's good to laugh. Not just medicine for soul. I just finished watching his video about the NV200. Yeah. I don't want to, there's so much I can say, but I'm trying to grow and be less judgmental, but not easy. Not easy. I love everyone. Yolanda, I'm sorry. I hardly ever ask you, how are you? That's okay. Sam, how are you? How are things for you? Overall, I feel good. Recently, I have been feeling hopeful, Yolanda, to be honest with you, and I have been feeling positive. So I just want to make the most of that. What I've learned in life is when you feel positive, just ride the wave as long as you can. Because you feel sad sometimes, and you feel, so I just want to be positive and be thankful as I can. How are you? I know you got your own issues too. How's everything going you? I really want to know, not just typing. Well, I appreciate that. Now look, I could tell when the love is reciprocal, and there's a lot of people in here, and I could feel it, and I appreciate it, and I try to show gratitude. There's a lot of reciprocal love, and that's the only type of relationships I allow in my life at this point, including on YouTube. I'm trying to grow and leave more room for people to share, but it's got to be somewhat reciprocal, or else it's not valuable. But yeah, I would say overall I feel positive. I do. I do. I wish I could. In my mind, sometimes I wish I could do something for my mother, but she's got entanglements that I can't. I don't see a path yet to change her situation. But every time I'm tempted to do that, I say, Sam, I got work I could do with myself, and I got to focus on that. But overall, I feel good. Daddy Geek, wish I could buy his Element because it's small and built for the road. Yeah, but I think he says like his transmission or oil leak is going. You don't want to buy that. Selling my Range Rover. Well, yeah, get rid of that soon. And keeping my Prius. Yeah, do that. 2019 is my year. Yeah, get rid of stuff. Daddy Geek, you're taking step one. Good job. Don't buy that used Element. We love you, Daddy Geek. I like the Prius. Good job. James, Sam, I feel you with the whole being burnt out today. I was overwhelmed with worry. That's understandable. And work and got no sleep last night. Well, I can understand that, brother. I've been there. All I can tell you, man, is we're blessed. We got a weekend. We got a couple days off here. Take some time for yourself in solitude. Get the proper amount of sleep. How much is the proper amount of sleep for the average adult? 6 to 8 hours per night. So rest up, brother. That's when you sleep, your muscles repair themselves and your brain flushes out toxins. And it's shown that people who don't get enough sleep, they have higher health problems because sleep is a huge part of the repairing of your body and your mind. And so just try that as best you can, but not too much, but we love you, brother. Yolanda, quicketh. Yolanda, Praise thy Lord. Prayer emoji to you. You know what I'm saying, Tony. So I need advice. Okay, we'll listen to you. So I need advice. Yeah. So here it goes. Okay. What happened? I was searching for pics of my mom because I was missing her. I could understand that. But you got to be careful. I'll make you sad. And he goes, he was searching for a picture of his mom because he was missing her. And I saw a pic of her on a racist website. So I copied a link and vented to my Facebook family. Well, that's an interesting. I don't even know what to say. I guess I'm going to keep reading. Let me read Live and Let Live and it'll read because I don't know where that's going. Live. Hey, hand wave emoji. Thank you. And all. I hope you made the best of your day. I tried to. I hope you did too. God have mercy on my soul. Well, amen for us all. This nurse's station is so toxic. It's a disaster. I love you. Shaking her head. So many unhappy people. I can tell that. And mean as hell to others. Well, that does grieve my heart, Liv. Love to you. I mean, being a caretaker is such a nurse, a doctor, anyone in the medical field, anyone is such a powerful position because people are so vulnerable when they go there. But they become desensitized because they deal with people hurting every day. And that's where it gets dangerous. That's when it can be very sad and frustrating. So, I mean, I always try to remember prayers for caretakers and that it's not easy. And prayers for you. I know you deal with them in your own job capacity, but hang in there, Liv. Hang in there. I mean, the good thing about you, Liv, is that from what I could tell with your videos is you've grown, you have 2 daughters. So now it looks like, well, I don't know if you're an empty nester, because I remember my mom says, Sam, if you ever had daughters, you're never going to be an empty nester. So I don't know. But it sounds like you're an empty nester. So now, you're not a homebody now. I mean, you have the freedom to kind of make your own decisions because you've raised daughters. But I can understand that for a mother, it's very hard to be too far away from their children. So, but again, I pray that whatever you want to do with your future, I know the tiny house is on your map. I know you're still refining it. Like I say, sometimes I think about what can I do to help my mom or help someone else. And I'm not saying you shouldn't spend time in that, but you should always remember, what do I have to do for myself? Because I spent a season of my life trying to help others more than I helped myself, and it was not good. There's a balance. I'm trying to tell people to be selfish, and I try to be mindful of that. But what I've learned in most cases, if someone has resources, pretty much there's not much you can do. If they have the ability to help themselves, some people can help themselves. It's just be mindful. Just be mindful, focusing on your own vision, Liv, and love to you. I understand. Now, Tony continues. This is interesting. Then they took my picture and my girlfriend's and made racist comments about us. I don't know what to do. Well, if you ask my opinion, I would block everyone and I wouldn't even entertain any of that negativity. Because if someone's on a racist website, one is I'm probably not going to be friends with them because we don't have anything in common. And 2 is, even if they weren't on a racist website, even if they were just on a website that I didn't like, or that we got in an argument, if we're not vibing, if we're not in a healthy reciprocal relationship, we're not going to be friends. Because the number one cause of stress is relationships, whether they're relationships at your job, in your family, or in your loving life. So, one of the biggest parts of growth in life is surgery, cutting people out of your life, not adding people. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I don't want to tell anyone to do. I'm just sharing my thoughts. And so love to you, brother. That'd be my opinion. You should do what you want. I love you. I appreciate you. Daddy Geek. Amen, Sammy. I'm so done. I understand. Last programmer turned in his notice. Oh, I know it's getting toxic. It's getting to the end. It's getting to the end, Daddy Geek. That company's doing a turnover. And this manager thinks I'm going to write code and work infrastructure projects too. You can't do both. Not happening. I understand that, but Daddy Geek, I love you. Here's the key, Daddy Geek. It sounds like no matter what company you go to, you're going to be an asset. So it sounds like that company has gone through a big transition. And like most companies, they're trying to maximize productivity and probably working with less people than they should. What you need to do is you need to put feelers out and apply to other jobs. That way you can secure another job before you quit. But the only thing with that is I hesitate because I remember your story. It sounds from what I remember about your story, you've been with that company for a long time, so it's hard to change. And 2 is you're close, I don't know, to retirement, but you're close to at least, I guess, having a certain amount of benefits with them. So I could understand that that's not easy to just leave from. But I think from what it sounds like, you are very intelligent. You're going to be able to get another job. So if it gets too bad, don't quit. There's a scripture that says if your boss gets upset with you, don't quit. Even a quiet spirit can overcome great mistakes. Now, I'm not saying you're making mistakes, but I see no value in quitting a job, ever. Ever. I see value in changing jobs, transferring jobs, or if you have maintained other income that you can sustain, then quitting. Because when you quit, you don't get unemployment insurance. When you quit, you sometimes lose a reference, a job reference. There are always exceptions. Always exceptions. But in most instances, you hurt yourself more when you quit. And if you see this going, and it sounds like it's been going down a bad road, it has some good times and then it flares back up. It's like an unhealthy relationship. If you think it's going to get better, it's not. It's only going to get worse. But there is a difference between a personal relationship and a business relationship. We need business to make money for ourselves. We do. And you've obviously built a great career. I don't want to see you throw your career away. And I know you're smart. You're not. You're just venting. I understand that. So, but I just want to plant that seed that, you can get a job somewhere else. Just secure it if you want to before you would give notice. And if you do leave, give your 2-week notice, exit gracefully, because you're too intelligent to waste your career for someone who's negative. So that's my thoughts. Love to you. I understand. Big Al, what's up, brother? I see you on Instagram. If you guys don't know, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is the word inspire, the symbol _ the number 38. Also, if you watch these videos and they help you, they encourage you, please click the thumbs up button and share the video and subscribe. I go live every night. And he goes, hey, Sam, finally got a chance to catch you live. Yeah, I know you're like my Instagram friend, but I never see you on the tube. Hope all is well. Thank you, brother. Positive, brother. And let's talk about Big Al, man. Big Al, I believe he says from Ohio. What's Ohio doing right now? Ohio's in Arctic vortex or something like that. Big Al went, and he's in Arizona right now, living his best life. And I say, brother, keep doing you. I see you out there riding your bike. You're not a homebody anymore, man. You're out there living life, man. Living life on your terms, living your best life. I see you, brother. Peace and love to you, man. I check out your Instagram stories. Good to see you, man. Thank you for saying hello on YouTube, man. I appreciate that. Hydration break. Get me all worked up. Yolanda, what you see is what you get. All right, Yolanda, I like what I see. Let's stay positive. I love you. Jones, ID63. Hey, Sam, TGIF. Yeah, thank God it's Friday. Praise the Lord. I'm very thankful for that. Good job, Jones. Good to see you. James, my only saving grace is that I'm working in the afternoon, Sam. Well, I like that your mindset is going towards what you can focus on to be positive. And James, that's why me and you vibe. I know you're still human and you still get pissed and you can hate life. But the good thing about that you have going for you, brother, is you try to focus on the positive as best you can. And what does that show me? That shows me someone who's thankful. I think I could be friends with anyone. I mean, I've traveled a lot. I've spent time with a lot of different people in a lot of different circumstances. Really, the only type of people I really don't get along with is people who are unthankful consistently. So if someone's thankful, I think we got to fight and shout to be cool. And I could tell that you're thankful. So that's a blessing to me. Big Al, ordered the components for solar. Well, Big Al, I'm not a solar guy, but you're in the right state, brother, for solar. If you're in Arizona and you're going to stay in Arizona, that's the right state. Arizona has the most sunlight on average in any other state in the entire United States. So even though Florida is called the Sunshine State, in actuality, Arizona has more sunshine percentage-wise throughout the entire year. So, I love you, but I don't like Arizona. Why? Because it's a desert. I like the sun. I don't like, now it rains in Florida. That's tropical climate. I like tropical climate. I don't mind a rainstorm. I definitely mind a snowstorm. That's blizzard climate. I don't like that. Now, I love this fact that Arizona got sun, but I can't see all that dirt. I got to see water. But I respect it. Everyone likes something different. So please, Big Al, I got love for you, brother. And I think you're doing the right thing getting solar if you're going to stay out there. And you got a lot of free boondocking in Arizona. That's another positive. I don't have that much here. But brother, like I said, Big Al, I'm just happy for you, brother. I celebrate your solar. I celebrate your life. Like my man Luke said, we celebrate each other's lives and we show love and respect. Daddy Geek. Okay, I'm done with negativity. That's what you got to vent. Because this chat room is my positivity space. Yeah, it's a safe spot. And then she gave kiss emoji, prayer, hand clap, heart emoji with the sparkle, and then like 5 or 6 palm trees. I love palm trees. Daddy Geek, that's a great emoji job. I was looking at a palm tree today after I got done with work. I went to a beach park because I try to see the ocean every day. I feel that ocean air just it rejuvenates my soul. That's why I came to Florida. And so I'm sitting in an ocean park eating my Publix food. No raccoons today. And after I called my mom, just sitting there and watching YouTube. And then like I turned over, like I looked out my window and there's a palm tree with coconuts. And it's like my heart starts singing. Like, you know, like some people say like it's love at first sight. Like a girl walks in the room and they fall in love. Not me. Like I see a girl, so I ain't nothing but trouble. I see a palm tree, I fall in love. Like the sky starts singing. It's like love at first sight. Yes, I feel so encouraged. That palm tree emoji got me all worked up. Good job, Daddy Geek. Well, who's saying what's up, man? Hey, I watched a good video on life. Good. Can I send it to you? Sure. Love to you, brother. Good to see you. Brandon. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm just trying to see. See, if you put a curse word, I could approve it, though. Tony, let me approve Tony. If you put a curse word in the chat room, if you don't see your chat come up, just try to clean it up because I have a filter on there to try to block any type of negativity. But I know sometimes it gets, but I hear you, Tony. I said Tony had to lay out some curse words because he's pissed. I love you, man. Brandon. Hey, Brandon, what's up? New Jersey's in the house. Hey, Sam. I hope you had a good day. Well, I hope you did too. How much do you value your pride? I'm not a prideful person. I respect myself. I value respect for myself and respect for others as best I can. I'm not perfect, but I'm not like a prideful person. Like, you know, I know that I'm not above anyone, but I also know I'm not beneath anyone. So I try to find that balance. I'm not above anyone. I'm not beneath anyone. And I try to treat people with love and respect. It's not always reciprocal. And sometimes the vibe isn't there. I don't try to figure it out. I just, all right, the vibe ain't here. But that's kind of how I look at pride in life and people and where I fit in that whole equation. Good question. James. Well said, Daddy Geek. Yeah, the palm tree emoji said it all. That's my brother Milano. Sammy, Miami was close to 80, was it? Far from there. Damn, I missed out. Well, I'm happy you had 80 degrees. I like that, brother. Love to you, Milano. Good to see you, man. Class B's in the house. Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. Inspirational nomad. You're so positive. Well, I try my best. I'm not perfect. I feel ashamed of myself watching you. Well, don't do that. It's all love. Hey, look, you know, it's all love. Don't do that. Don't have negative self-talk. Tony, I can't even play my sax. This stuff got me so upset. Yeah, well, like I say, in my experience, when I get upset, there's no words that can help me. And sometimes when I'm really upset, no music. I just go for a quiet walk. Tony, what I would recommend you do is go for a quiet walk with no phone, maybe even with no music, and just go for a walk. That's what I recommend. If you go for a 15-minute walk, it'll change your life. If you're in New Jersey and it's cold, bundle up. I did that. Now, do I recommend that if you're older and sick? No, but go for a walk, brother. I understand the pain, man. James, weird weather here in my hometown of Texas is bipolar, baby. Yeah, that's why I love Texas. Great state. A lot of great history there. I watch a couple people on YouTube that are from Texas. A couple of great viewers from Texas. But that's why it's a southern state, but winter could be cold days, and there's not a lot of sunshine. Hot in the summer, and two, it's unless you're by the coast, and I don't like the Gulf of Mexico. I love everyone. I got to be by the Atlantic Ocean. That's just how I don't. That's why I don't spend too much time on the west coast of Florida. Love to you, man. I love Texas though. Daddy Geek. At Tony, if I can share, please. I know your issue all too well, but if I can say one thing too, look deep inside you and leave all that off Facebook. It will only stress you. I agree with that, because that Facebook space will shoot a ton of. Well, I hear that, Daddy Geek. Yeah, just cut that negativity out. It's not easy, but yeah, you're right. Milano. Sammy, what type of rules YouTube has? For what? I'll come back to you, Jones. That some people are off. I don't know. I don't know of any new rules. So I know when I first joined YouTube a year and a half ago, they changed some rules in the beginning, but I haven't heard of any new rule changes. Well, like I do get sometimes like inside Studio Creator, they're going to change the rules for people who thumbs down. They're going to put like a different parameter around when people click the thumbs down button. There was going to be a higher level algorithm to filter out any thumbnails that don't accurately describe the video. So they have some type of algorithm that can read imagery. So it's gonna like if you put an image example, if I put a thumbnail of a girl in a bikini and I'm talking about living out of my car, they're going to have some type of algorithm to say this thumbnail does not accurately describe the video content. So they'll put not a strike, but they're going to put some type of warning, and they're not going to recommend your channel as much. And if you get a couple of them in a row, then it could lead to the disabling of your ability to create a custom thumbnail. Because right now, as a YouTube creator, you can create a custom thumbnail, and it's like an advertisement for the video. But what I usually do is I take a picture of myself or a picture of what the video is about, and then I just put in big letters like the title of the video. But some people, they sex sell. So they'll put a picture of a girl, or they put like, I'm about to die, and or like the police coming. It's got nothing to do with that. It's like, they're going to get a piece of, they're going to get a hot dog, from the store. It's, but yeah, so that's what they're trying to do. But that's all I heard. Let's go back to Jones. Jones, 1963. I have many seasons of life. That's true. I like my virtual life at the moment. Well, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, virtual life is great for me. I love technology, and I love the lack of commitment and obligation with virtual life. And it's been a blessing for me too. I'm not gonna lie. Tony, Daddy Geek, it's hard. My mom was murdered. I'm trying to let it go, but it's hard. I hear you. James, thanks, prayer emoji, Sam, baby. Love to you, brother. Love to you. DT 2006. Super Bowl weekend, yeah. What do you do, Sam? The same thing I do on Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving. I just live in my car, and I'll go walking by the beach. And if the stores are closed, which they won't be, I would go to Wawa. But the stores won't be closed, so I'll just go to Publix. I won't watch the Super Bowl. I'm sure it will be streaming online, but I have no interest in sports anymore. I loved sports growing up. When I was a homebody, that's all I did was I stayed in my house. I watched sports and movies with my dog, and that's it. I'm not a homebody anymore. I'm an outdoors guy. Not like I'm climbing a mountain, but I'm just walking on a beach, chilling, listening to music and doing videos and just living my best life. But I'm not mad at anyone who's making a big deal of the game, but I don't want to. Yeah, I got no interest in it. But thank you, brother, for bringing that up. That's true. Hold on, let me just blow my nose. We'll get to you, Michael. I see you, brother. Michael, what's up, man? He says, Sam, what are your thoughts on CBD oil? What does that stand for? I don't know what it means, so I'm not informed enough about it to comment, so I wouldn't want to give you a uninformed answer. I don't know enough about it. Nordic Creature. Sam, happy weekend, bro. That's our brother also from Miami. Milano, Nordic's from Miami too, but he says the rent's high because he's living in an apartment. Good to see you, Nordic Creature. Yolanda, I'm doing well. Thanks, thinking/working on my future. Well, that's good. And self. This ain't for sissies. No, it's not. It's hard. Just remember to take it one step at a time and just do your best. One day at a time. No, you got it. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Nordic. Hell of ice. Is that a snow emoji? In all of North States. Yeah, it's a disaster up there, brother. Thank God we're in Florida. Love to you, man. My fellow Floridian. Tony. Thanks, Getty Deek. I'll try that. Good job. Sir J, what's up, man? Ken's in the house. What's up, bro? What is the best job to work on the road? What you experienced and that you would suggest, working by the beach instead of going to the office every day? Well, even I still have to go to a Starbucks every day because I need strong enough Wi-Fi. I guess you could have like a wireless Verizon pack or something and maybe work out of your car. But I have to focus. I mean, the best job would be if you can work a remote job. Project manager, sales position, IT engineer. Or you could be a call center person. You don't have to be a high level person. You could be a call center. You could do whatever, but you need a level of high speed internet, and you also need focus. You guys see how much energy I put at a certain level, even to my YouTube channel, and consistency, right? Even if people don't like me, they see a year and a half, my consistency and the energy level that I put into my channel. So that's at a small level, compared to how I do work. And when you work remotely, what you have to understand is you're being monitored more than if you were in the office because you're measured solely by your output. So all I can tell you is like everything in life, everything that glitters isn't gold, but it's great. It's great. But you're going to need strong internet and you're going to need a strong focus because whatever you're doing, whether you're going to be a call center person working for $10 an hour or whether you're going to be a project manager working for $25 an hour or whether you're going to be an IT engineer working for whatever, you have to get stuff done. You need high-speed internet and you need focus. You can't, like, I'm not on the beach during the day doing work, looking at bikinis, working. There's no way you could do that. So, I take my lunch breaks and things like that. But, look, bottom line is I show up consistently. I work. But you have to also, I remember when I got interviewed, it took me a while to get the remote position. I remember when I got interviewed for it, and you know what the director told me? They go, look, we got no problem with people working remote. They go, but just understand it takes discipline. And, you're measured by what you produce. And that's it. Look, the bottom line is the company doesn't care if that position has that availability. Like when I was an on-site engineer, Jones, thank you. Jones, I see that super chat. Thank you very much. Support you and your channel. Good job, Jones. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. When I was an on-site engineer, like a maintenance guy, I remember that was like several years ago, I wanted to try to work remotely. And I remember talking to my manager. And he goes, Sam, look, you're a great worker, but the position you're in, you can't work remotely. You got to be on site. And so, you can do a variety of things. I mean, you can do a variety of low-paying jobs. But really, if you wanted to live on the road, you have to ask yourself, do you want to travel all over the country? Do you want to travel in one state, or do you want to just live out of your car? Because if you want to just live out of your car and you want to stay in the state, what I recommend you do if you don't have a job is get a night job. Get a night. Northern Creature, man. Northern Creature, thank you, man. You got the teal blue from Miami super chat. The land of the free, home of the brave. Amen. Look, America's a blessing. America's a blessing, and it has issues. You have to raise them up. But overall, look, now we're blessed. And I say that in my videos. I bring up the parts that I want to address to make America better through reform. And I address the past of America where it hasn't lived up to its principles. You have to address the past, and then you have to address the future. But I recognize the possibility for the opportunity. But what I would tell you is, if you wanted to be a nomad in your state, the state you live in, and in America, we have the ability to change states. You have the ability to move freely. That's a right. So one is, I would say, if you're in a liquid state in your life and you can live anywhere, if you don't have a family, pick where you want to live. Pick where you want to live, because you only get so many chances to pick where you want to live. And then what do you want to do? Do you want to travel the country, or do you want to stay in the state? Me, I don't want to, like someone recommended today, and they recommend to me also, Sam, you should be a truck driver. I said, well, one is I don't want to be a truck driver. It was a great comment. I said, I appreciate the offer. I said, but one is I don't want to drive a truck. I have no desire. And two is I don't want to travel the country. I could travel the country now if I want to. I don't want to. I love Florida. But that's just me. So, but like if you wanted to travel the country and if you just wanted to see the country, truck driver, get a CDL license. If you didn't want to get too heavy involved, too much stress at work, be a call center person. You may get a lower pay scale, but you may be happy living a simple life. Just you wake up and you call people at Starbucks and you go online, you do whatever. If you want to stay in the same state and you didn't want to travel, my biggest recommendation would get a night job. Get a nighttime job. Then you don't have to worry about its biggest problem, which is a safe, legal place to sleep. You're working at night, and then during the day, you can go to any park, beach park, whatever, and you can sleep and you can spend time outside. So that'd be how I look at it. I mean, there's other layers to it, but good question. And Jones, I just want to acknowledge you. Jones, thank you again for the super chat. Jones 1963, much appreciated. I appreciate you appreciating me. And Northern Creature, man, thank you. Thank you both. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. It's very much seen and appreciated. Noah, what's up, man? Hey, Sam, do you suggest moving in if it would be more expensive? Let me read this slowly. Do you suggest moving even if it would be more expensive? Okay, got it. I currently live in West Palm. Okay, I know where West Palm is. But I want to move to downtown Miami. Okay. Into a high rise. Okay. I feel like it will help me mentally. Thoughts? Well, Noah, West Palm to Miami is probably about a 2-hour drive, depending on traffic. So one is, obviously, it's all going to depend on your financial situation and your job. If you are independently wealthy, then I would just say go, because if you feel it's going to make you happier. But my experience with Miami is too crowded. Northern Creature, I know he over there is like yelling in his apartment that the rents are over too high. But I think Miami is beautiful. Miami and Miami Beach. There's Miami, this downtown Miami, where there's a lot of there's a lot of job opportunities in Miami. So if you were looking for a job, Miami's the place to be within that 45-minute radius. But it's too congested for me. I don't like to go south of Boca Raton. So, but it doesn't matter what I want. What I would tell you is it's all about financial. If you have the ability financially and you don't mind it, then do it. If you have a job lined up. So that's what I would tell you. I mean, because what I've learned in life is if you live above your means, even if you do something you like, whether it's buy a house or buy a car, even if you like it initially, if it's above or at your means and you have a hardship and you're struggling financially, you're going to have more mental health problems than you think, because I've been there. But I don't want to tell you what to do, Noah. I'm just sharing like my thoughts as you share with me. I wish you the best. Whether you go to Miami or you stay in West Palm. Now, I understand a certain part of West Palm Beach, there's a lot of poverty and drugs in West Palm. It's two different worlds, West Palm Beach and Palm Beach. Palm Beach is where Mar-a-Lago is. That's where Trump's resort is. Very wealthy area. You go right over the bridge in West Palm, some of the areas, not all, some of the areas very much in poverty, a lot of drug problems. But some of them are nice too. So, but same thing with Miami. Like you go to a certain block in Miami, you go one block over, same thing. A lot of homeless in Miami. So all those things are relative, right? Because your environment matters. And this is what I've learned because I'm not a homebody anymore. I've traveled up and down Miami. I've traveled up and down Florida many times. And I've seen all the different layers of Florida, many of them. Other than the Panhandle, I mean, I've pretty much been there. So those are my thoughts, man. But I wish you well. I wish you love and a lot of love. Free to be me. I was burnt out and depressed until I found your channel. Well, brother, man, like you always say to me, man, peace be on to you, man. Peace be on to you, free to be me. I mean, like I always tell people, look, that's the biggest blessing I can say to anyone is peace be with you. When I used to go to church, amidst all the dogma, because religion has a lot of dogma, but it does have some blessing. What I always found a connection is when they used to say, peace be with you. Because it had nothing to really do with religion. It was like divine when someone would say, peace be with you. It transcends religious dogma. And when you're burnt out and when you're depressed, like you're saying, and I've been there, and I feel that pain at times, peace is the greatest blessing. And thank you, brother. And there's been many times in my life where I have uprooted my life. I've changed my life in the pursuit of peace, not in the pursuit of peace externally. Like, I moved to Florida because I felt it would enhance my life, but I was already at peace with myself. Okay? That's what I always tell people. It doesn't matter where you move. Like, if you move to West Palm to Miami, you have to be at peace with yourself first. You have to take care of your mind, body, and soul. Then, after you do that work, that's the hard work. Then I do believe that if you change your environment, it will enhance your happiness. Not make you happy all the time, but it will enhance it. But I don't care. Even if I moved to Florida and I wasn't taking care of my mind, body, and soul, it wouldn't, I don't think it would matter to the degree. I think I'd still be hurting. And I put a lot of work into my life to seek spirituality, to seek physical well-being, mental well-being, good relationships, emotional well-being. And I still struggle. I mean, we all struggle. We're human. But thank you. Thank you, Free to Be Me. Very much appreciated. Again, to you, to Jones, to Nordic Creature. I don't take it for granted. I don't. And I thank you. And I'm glad that my channel is a blessing in some way, man. Thank you. Daddy Geek at Tony. I pulled my Facebook page down years ago. I can understand that. When I was going through a similar issue. I later put my page back up, but reduced my friends. There you go. And tremendously. And all is good right now. And then she continues on. I'll come back to you, American writer. And then she continues on everywhere. But Sam can tell you that I know way more than I will share here, but I can survive if you remember that you are a great person and bigger than that. Well, I totally agree. And what I love about her comment is, whether it's on social media or in real life, there's definitely a point where you have to trim the bushes. You have to prune your tree. You have to make your inner circle very small and healthy. So I totally agree with that. American writer, texting now. What's up, man? What's up? Like words. And again, there's a season of my life where I was a homebody. I mean, now I live totally out there in society. But I'm still I'm at peace with myself. I think seek peace. That's key. Good job. Good to see you, American writer. Love, respect, man. Lyle, what's up, man? Uh, Nobody worth all that. Nah, I don't understand that. Okay. Uh, Data Geek. Everywhere but oh, I read that one. I'm sorry. Luke. Hey, brother. What's up, man? Positivity to you. Sam. What's up? This Freaky Friday. Yeah. Is it Freaky Friday for me? No, I'm done with Freaky Friday. But that's good, brother. You made me laugh a little bit thinking about Freaky Friday. Um, what's good is I'm just going to enjoy the weekends. It's going to be a little bit of rain tomorrow, but then we're going to get nice weather. So I'm looking forward to that. What about you? Are you going to go to stores and buy some thrift stuff? He goes, I'm at Dunkin', grabbing some beverage. Had 4 sales today. There you go. That pumped me up, man. Well, I'm not mad at you, brother. Cheers to you. Hydration break. Luke is a guy who likes to buy like stuff at antique stores, and then he sells them online, trying to make a profit like on eBay or something. And that's a business. He's like a small Amazon. And there's nothing wrong with that, brother. That's a great job, man. Congratulations. Celebration emoji to you. That's awesome, man. Lyle. Nobody a special. Okay. Luke. I just posted this Coogee sweater. I just picked it up today. I remember when Big U was wearing them. They were hot. Tell me what you think. I'll check them out, my brother. Put your Instagram tag again so people can follow you if they're interested. Daddy Geek. I will never quit, but I have been applying for a long time. Okay. 23 years. I remember you a long time. And 5 left. See, that's a tough one. I can understand why you would stay. I could. I don't want to be disingenuous. And she's got 5 years left to retire. Not in age, but years of service. Yeah, I can understand that. I got this and staying positive. Well, there you go. You had to let it out. I can understand that. And you get it. I mean, see, you get the big picture. And it's not easy when we're emotional to get the big picture. But, you're not going to let anyone mess your life up. So you know what to do. I hear you. Good job. Gilbert, what's up, man? Queen's in the house. Evening, Sam. Good evening to you. Making hot chocolate. Good job. Putting the great escape plan together. Well, good, brother. Enjoy your night, man. I remember when I was young, my mom used to, I got to roll down this window, start sweat. I remember when I was young, my mom used to bring me hot chocolate when I would wake up, and she'd put marshmallows on it. Oh my God, like you couldn't tell me anything. Like, that made my morning. That was very magical on a cold winter night, day. Enjoy, brother, and keep, part of a real blessing in life is to use your imagination and your creativity. You need logic, you need planning, you need wisdom, but a huge level of happiness is an association with the amount that you can imagine and be creative. What blocks creativity? Self-doubt. What creates self-doubt? Negative relationships, negative self-talk. So for your creativity to be in full force, you have to eliminate negative relationships, eliminate negative self-talk, and for me, I also found like keeping my body in motion, it keeps my mind active, because you have to have a vision. Your vision is your compass. So, brother, enjoy your planning, man. That's exciting. Yolanda, heart emoji, you too. Luke, cheers to you. Same to you. On the hydration. You only got a tall, venti Dunkin' Donuts ice water? That sounds magical. Luke's laughing. Good, brother. I'm happy for you. Love to you, brother. I love your positivity, man. Tony, I was thinking about you today with your mother, too. Just so you know, Luke, I was praying for you and your mom, man. Tony, Gilbert, how is it going in NYC? You get a lot of snow? Gilbert, at Tony, we got a quick half-hour blizzard, then it was gone. It's just cold now, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. How about you? Daddy Geek Big Al, I am near you. I had a solar on my truck and car, but I would recommend you get the Goal Zero. I did a video about that. I would recommend that too. The Yeti 150, I like that one. And a small flexible solar panel installer works great. Did you get that, Daddy Geek? When I looked at solar, now everyone's different, but when I looked at solar, and I can't take credit for it, it's actually somebody I knew that recommended it. The Goal Zero Yeti, the 150, there's different series. You can get bigger ones than that. It basically, because the biggest problem with solar is that you have to install a battery in your car. Like not a battery that runs your car, but a battery that the power is stored. Solar panels do not create energy. Solar panels receive energy from the sunlight. Then the energy goes through electrical wires. You're going to run like a 12 gauge wire or whatever. You're going to run a wire from your solar panel to a battery. That battery stores the power that the sun panel receives, and that's DC power in the battery, direct current. Then you have to convert that direct current to alternating current, AC power. AC power is like what you plug into in your house, okay? So AC power and DC power is different. So then you need what they call like an inverter. So now you got to have a battery in your car and you got to have an inverter. What I like about the Goal Yeti, the Goal Zero Yeti is it comes with a battery and inverter package like all in one, flexible portable solar, and you don't have to have a lot of components in your car. And here's the key: if there was a cloudy day, you can use that battery and inverter without solar. You can go into Starbucks and you can charge that up. You can plug it into a regular AC outlet. Then you can take that battery pack and you can bring it back in your car and you can charge your electronics all night, including your fan. That's where the value is in a Goal Yeti Zero. Good job. American writer, Sammy. Arizona isn't all dirt. I don't want to be disrespectful. It has mountains. See, I don't like mountains. I like flat land. And evergreen forest, too. I don't like forests either, man. I like beach. I love you, man. It's my home state. Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm sorry. American right. I love you. I was thinking about that today. I know sometimes, like, when I crap on New Jersey, I'm sorry, a lot of people probably get mad at me. I love everywhere. But, you know, I mean, I'm very partial to Florida. But I'm not mad at Arizona. But I don't like the mountains, man. I don't like the forest. I like flat beach bikinis. That's what I like. I love you. Tony, we got about 4 inches. Not bad. But people drive like it's the end of the world. Yeah, look. Driving is the most dangerous part about living in your car, not Freddy Krueger. So, as best you can, leave a safe traveling distance behind you, because it's very dangerous on the road. Luke, brother, that raccoon was so cool, yeah, wasn't he? I thought he was about to hop in. Yeah, me too. I started to get nervous. But next time I'm going to feed him, because I felt like I should have fed him. I didn't know. Tony, Coltrane gets you throw anything I'm telling. And then you get a saxophone emoji. There you go. You're playing sax again. Smile emoji. Good, good. And then laughing with the wave. Good. It's good to laugh. Good job, brother. See, you're healing. Good job. Luke, I tell you something really funny. Okay. About 5 years ago, I was at a state park and I was about to feed a squirrel. They're magical. And I put the peanut up and the thing ran super fast and literally bit my finger. I've never had a bad experience with a squirrel. I had a bad experience with a couple girls, but not a squirrel. Good to see you. Tara. Hey, Tara. Who was that looking in your window? Was I seeing stuff? No, it was probably somebody looking. I'm parked in a public parking lot, and there's a couple stores right by me that are still open. So, you know, look, people see a guy talking in his phone, like going wild. So, you know, they look at what's going on. But, you know, it's positive. I'm in a safe environment, happy place. So I feel good. I feel thankful. I worry about driving more than I worry about someone, here. But thank you, Tara, for looking after me. Good to see you, Tara. Your vacation over? I'm sorry it is. Love to you. Love to Kentucky. I hope that everything's okay. I know it sucks to go back to work. 2000. What's up, man? Jill here. Hey, Jill. Brr, cold here. Huh, my cat's missing. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And I just about dropped a big log on my foot. Oh, disaster. That's not great. So hopefully I can tune in. It's buffering. Oh, I'm sorry you're having a bad day, Jill. I'm sorry. I pray that your cat's found, the snow melts, and the buffering stops. We love you, Jill. Daddy Geek. Sam, if you hear some geek blowing their horn like crazy in a purple Prius, I didn't even know they made purple Priuses, with a totally blacked out window, it's just me flying by. I won't invade your space, thank you. Just saying, hey, rolling by. I'm not mad at that. Well, damn, I definitely gonna know it's you. I didn't know they made purple Priuses. That's magical. Yolanda, I just got a visual of you with a leg wrapped around a palm tree. Well, hey, couldn't find a leg. Well, hey, let me tell you something. You have a happier life humping a palm tree than humping some people. So enjoy your life, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a guy in Naples, Florida. I saw on my Google feed. He got caught masturbating in a Walmart parking lot in a rented U-Haul. And I went to that Walmart before and I boondocked over there. Now some girl was taping him. I don't know how better she was, but yeah, it's true. Last week, a guy got caught masturbating in a Walmart in Naples, Florida, in a rented U-Haul truck. That's true. But I mean, he had all his windows open and he was looking at people. He's like a molester guy. Yeah, it's sick. Alana, some people, they cut them off the channel. Yeah, look, you got to cut people out. It's sad. I still think about some people I've cut out of my life, whether it's my father or someone on YouTube, because I love people at the core. I don't want to cut people out, but I can't be unhealthy. I'm not saying I'm always right and people are wrong. But I can't be unhealthy. I got to take care of myself. Daddy Geek. Heart emoji, Tony. Heart emoji. Yeah. Trust me. I got You got this. Yeah. I like the sparkles. Tony. Thanks. I'm writing a song. Here you go. Right now and trying it last. Yeah. Well, at least, yeah. Look, some of the greatest songs have come out of pain. That's true. Sometimes my most inspirational videos come out of me getting fired up. Gilbert. At Tony. I just went back and that there is something upsetting you. And I say, please, my brother, don't let this evil world attack you. It feeds on our love, so give it none. Yeah. Now, I remember hearing someone say, I won't say a name, but positive vibes only. Sometimes you need a little bit of negativity, not to hurt you, not too much, but just enough to push you to go forward. But I pray as much positivity and love for everyone. That's true. Daddy Geek. Tony, just think of your mom looking down of you saying, don't let those fools change you. She will always be in your heart. Love. Renzo, hey Kyle, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Good. Are you watching Royal Rumble? No, I'm not, but I used to love the WWF. I know now they call it the WWE. I used to love the Royal Rumble. That was my favorite, show. Like, I really wasn't into WrestleMania, and well, except when Ultimate Warrior fought Hulk Hogan. I loved that one. But I used to love the Royal Rumble. But I haven't watched wrestling or sports in years. When I was a homebody, I was into that stuff. Now that I'm living, outdoors mainly, I don't watch any of that. But enjoy it if you are, man. I didn't know it was this weekend. Tony, thanks, Daddy Geek. I'm definitely feeling love. Yeah, it's good to feel love, man. Renzo, bro, do you watch? Yeah, I just broke that down. Thank you. Yolanda, I'll be watching Maroon 5. I'm not mad at you. Are they doing a Super Bowl? I was going to ask who's doing a Super Bowl halftime. Okay, I'm glad you told me. I love them. I'm not mad at you. But they don't know it. I'm not mad at you. I didn't know who was doing it. I didn't know Maroon 5 was doing it. Thank you for sharing. Tony, I do the Emporus of Tomorrow. I don't know what that means. Emoja. Good evening, Sam. Hey, Emoja. I see you leaving the positive comments. And keep feeding the squirrels. Don't worry if they come back. You didn't make the wrong decision. I read your comment today. I love you. Jones, thank you again, Jones, supporting the channel. Good job. Jones, thank you. I see you. It's acknowledged. It's appreciated. It's not forgotten. And thank you. Jacqueline, I would like to have my own nomad experience. Okay. At some point. Okay. I'd like your opinion. Okay. I do not have a car payment. Okay. But my car is a Urus. Oh, okay. The Urus, the Toyota. Yeah, I like those. Those are cute and really small. I know. Now, do you have a 2-door or 4-door? I know which ones those are. Those are cute. Jacqueline, I'm struggling with knowing if it's worth getting an SUV and having a $400. Yeah, that's a valid concern. Payment. Yeah, going back to payments, but I would love more space. Well, let me ask you this, Jacqueline. 2 questions. Is it a 2-door or 4-door Urus? And can you put the back seats down? And if you put the back seats down, could you fully lay down? Now, even if you can't put the back seats down, you could remove them. Here's my biggest, for me, I'm just giving you my opinion. My biggest decision would be is if you could put the back seats down or if you can remove them. And if you could fully lay down, and in most cars, if you take your front passenger seat out, I didn't take mine out. I just put my front passenger seat all the way forward, my front 2 back seats all the way down. The Jeep Renegade, which I live in, is very small, almost as small as the Yaris. And you could be up to like 6'7", and you can lay all the way stretched out. I'm just about 6 foot. So I think you could probably lay down because I don't think you're that, I don't know how tall you are. I think you could probably stretch out. In my opinion, I would not get a new car because you don't know if the nomad's life's going to stick. That's why in the beginning, I didn't get an RV. And then once I realized I could live out of a Jeep, why even get an RV? Just keep living free. What I could tell you is, because chances are most people after 8 months, they don't live in their car anymore because you're going to realize there's some downside. In my general opinion, you should do whatever you want. I support you. Just do it peacefully. Is that I would not get a new car. I would redesign your current car. As long as you can lay down fully, I would try it first. And now if you do it for several months and you find out you like this lifestyle, and then after 8 months, you want to buy a van or a car or whatever, then I would. But at this point, I would not, because then I feel like you would be defeating the simple life by making it too complicated initially. But ultimately, you should make whatever decision you want because I want you to be yourself, and that'd be my opinion. Love to. Hydration break, because that was a long explanation. Good job. Gilbert, Tony, I look forward to the day when we possibly meet up. I'm not mad at that. Really get to know each other, even in passing. Data Geek. Way to go, Jones. That was very nice. Thank you. Showing that love. Thank you. And then my guy, Nordic Creature, also show love. Thank you, brother. It's also seen, appreciated. And it's a blue color. Says, the land of the free and home of the brave. Thank you, Nordic Creature. Love to you, brother. Miami's in the house. Good to see you. Milano, very expensive rent. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nordic Creature, no, he's down there in Miami telling me that. That's why Milano, Milano is in Miami, but he's living in a Class B plus RV. Now, that's a big RV, very nice RV. Now, I know a guy I met on YouTube, AJ. He lives in Miami Beach. He's younger. He's only 30, but he lives out of his Toyota Prius. So you got 3 different people that are part of this YouTube channel. You got one guy, Nordic Creature, who lives in an apartment in Miami. You got Milano, who lives in an RV down in Miami. And you got AJ, who lives in a Toyota Prius in Miami. So you see, there's different ways to do the same exact thing. So make a mental note. I think the question you have to ask yourself is, are you a homebody, or are you going to spend most of your time outdoors? Because that will play a part in what type of experience you want. Tony? Gilbert? Hell yeah. I would love to do that, bro. Milano? Like, South Beach is also expensive. Oh, South Beach is ridiculous. Yeah, $1,500 easy. Definitely. South Beach rent? Definitely. And also, it's so crowded. But no disrespect. It's too, for me, it's too crowded. I got to be a little bit more peaceful. But I love Florida. Look, I love all Florida. That's just my personal opinion. Free to be me. Thank you again, brother. You also love and see, man. Thank you for that super chat, bro. It was very generous of you. He goes, I was burnt out and depressed until I found your channel. And like I said, man, I spoke on that, but I just want to let you know, thank you again. And peace to you, brother. Peace to you. Tony, $1,500. That's insane. Now, in New Jersey, it'd easily be that too. But in New Jersey, it's snowing. In Miami, at least you're going to see bikinis in hot weather. So if you had to choose, I would pick Miami. Nordic, glad to see, eye emoji, your channel growing. Thank you, brother. Look, it's got to be reciprocal. And no matter how inspirational I am, if people don't support me, it doesn't matter. But I also want to make the mental note, I appreciate the grace. There's grace, but there's also energy that you have to put into your channel. So one is the people supporting me, they're acknowledged and appreciated. And then 2 is you have to put in the work. I try to respond to every comment. I try to upload daily, and I do. I have pretty much a consistent schedule of at least 1 vlog per day, go live every day. And you have to engage. I mean, you have to put energy in. It's work. But I enjoy this work because to me, it's what I love to do. So if you're ever thinking of doing a YouTube channel and doing a business, that's what it takes. It takes a little bit of luck, takes other people to support you a little bit, but you have to put in the work. And then hopefully all that mixes together and it goes forward. There's no guarantees. That's why I still have to have a job, because you got to feed yourself. But I'm very thankful. I don't take it for granted. And I'm trying to get better because I see areas where I can improve. And so I'm trying to, as I go, get better. And I look at some of my old videos as I could do better. But then sometimes, once in a while, I look at a video from like last night. So there's always room to improve. But it's hard when you put yourself out there because you're going to be very self-critical. But you have to learn to let go of self-criticism and just refine yourself as you go. Thank you, brother. Luke, my condo back when I lived in Miami Beach was off Lincoln Road. Okay. On the bay, and I paid $1,600 a month. Wow. That's how I don't know that area. Daddy Geek, at Tony, you write that song to your mom and pour your frustrations out. Best way for you to express, and it will be the best song you ever wrote. Okay, I'm not your manager. Laughing, just reflecting. Yeah, I remember Tupac wrote Dear Mama, man. He wrote that in prison. And remember the video when he was writing it on toilet paper? So, yeah, man, that song had a positive impact on my life. Luke. But I did have a water view every night. Yeah, well, yeah, look, believe me, I'd rather pay, well, I don't want to pay rent, but if I had to pay rent, I'd rather pay rent in, Miami Beach than Jersey. But I'd rather be a little bit north. I'd rather be in Boca Raton if I was going to, get property. But for me, everywhere I go is my house now, because I'm not a homebody. I'm a car body. Luke, Milano, Sammy, Miami, too many people. I totally agree. Uber. Yeah, I don't like Uber, though. I don't like Lyft. I don't like driving with other people. I get sick to my stomach when I'm driving in a car and, well, when I'm in a car and I'm not driving. And I don't like being around too many people when I don't have to be. So Uber, it's just another form of public transportation. And when I used to go from New Jersey to New York City, I used to take the train, and because it was better than driving. but I hate public transportation. I took the bus to Washington D.C. once. I took a train to Florida once. I don't like Uber. I don't like Lyft. If you wanted to, it's a way to live. I like having my own car. And if I have to go to a city, if I had to go to a city for work, I'm working. I'm getting out of there. I like a little bit. I like being close to the city, but not in the city all the time. Too congested, not good for me. But yeah, Miami is one of the most congested cities in the world. It's true. The traffic's horrible, horrible. Tony, Daddy Geek, yeah, I should do that definitely. Milano, Luke, what year was that? Jones, 1963. Great thing about Facebook or Twitter, etc. You can just block people. That's true. Friends or not, too much drama, proof gone. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've done a lot of that on YouTube too. Sometimes I may have been a little bit quick on the trigger, but I've blocked over 1,000 people. It's tough because look, you don't want it's there's no exact science, and I can't say that every time I should have, but look, at the end of the day, I don't want to cause each other pain. If someone's not vibing with you, you got to go your separate ways. Now, sometimes I look at things, I say maybe I jumped a gun here, but you got to take care of yourself. That's so true. Nordic Creature, still 46,000 on my condo mortgage. Well, that's not that bad. Oh, you got a mortgage? That's not that bad, brother. But here's now, Nordic Creature, here's the question, because that's not that bad. Here's the question, brother. How much is your HOA, which stands for Homeowners Association, and how much are your taxes? Because I guarantee the HOA fee in Miami has got to be high because you're in a condo, and your taxes probably went up substantially in the past few years as the real estate market has went up. Because that's the problem with owning property, right? Because when the value goes up, your taxes go up. And your HOA is the other tax that always goes up. And then sometimes you have special assessments when they're doing capital improvements on a thing or something. The only time you make out with property is when you cash out, and that's only if you cash out when the market's high and if you didn't take equity out of it. But then, even when you cash out, unless you're going to live in your car or go to a real small, tiny house, where are you going to go with the money you made? You're going to have to buy another house, and you're going to be right back in the same boat. The cycle never ends until your kids inherit it, they liquidate everything, and then they start the process all over again. But I'm interested in how much your HOA fees are on your taxes if you want to share. James, Sam, you always give the best advice. What the heck? I'm just sharing my opinion. I want everyone to do whatever they want. But thank you, brother. That means a lot. Hydration break. Good job. Milano, the rent is about 30% of your salary. If it's that low, you're actually doing good. If your rent or your mortgage should be 30% of your salary or under, you're doing okay. There was times in my life my mortgage was over 50% of my salary. Sean Murphy. Average life expectancy in Canada, woman, is 84 years old, male 80. Yeah, that's fair. I think in America, it's 76 for a male, 80 for a woman. And, look, Canada has universal health care. I think that's a benefit. But also, sometimes when you're old and you have health coverage, all they do is string you along. It's a little bit of a skewed number, but it's a valid number because what also should be taken into account, which is a great comment, is that on average, Canadians pay less for healthcare and they have a higher life expectancy. Americans, even though we don't pay for it out of our taxes, we pay for it ourselves. We pay more for healthcare on average, and we have a lower life expectancy. So the data proves that we are doing healthcare very inefficiently, and we're not getting the same results of other countries that do it differently. So it'd be one thing to say, look, our system is good, don't change it. But we have a lower life expectancy and we're paying more money than any other country. So at some point you have to say the data proves that we're living a lie. Eventually we'll get there, but it's not an easy process. Good job, good comment. American writer, Sam, how hot is it at night in Florida? In the winter, not bad. It gets sometimes, it all depends. Like South Florida, it's going to be the hottest. North Florida, different. I'm in South Florida. In the winter at night, like in the past couple nights, it's been the 50s, sometimes even 40s. During the day, high 70s, 75. Next week will be close to 80, and at night it'll be down to 60s. In the summer, I wake up in a pool sweat. During the day, it's like 90, feels like 100, which I like. I like it hot. And at night, it may be in the 70s, but very humid. And so I wake up in a pool sweat, even with the fan blowing. That's where eventually I may, well, this summer, I'm not going to get an RV, but I'm going to run an extension cord. I'll show you. This summer, when I stay at a campground, which I have electrical hookups because I pay for it, even though I'm a temper. I'm gonna run this extension cord to my electric hookup at my campground, and I'm gonna I'm gonna go to Home Depot. I'm gonna get an air conditioner, and I'm gonna vent it out my window. I'm gonna have an air conditioner right here in our Jeep Renegade. I'm gonna do a video on it. Yep. So it ain't gonna be too hot in the summer, but this summer I was sweating my butt off. And then he goes, yeah, I just answered that. Does it cool off enough to be comfortable? In the winter, definitely. That's why everyone's down here in the winter. In the winter, it's a great place to be a nomad. You don't need an air conditioner or a heater. Great place. All you need is a blanket. Great place. In the summer, you would need an air conditioner unless you're a little bit different like me. Then it doesn't matter. But that would be my answer. Tony, hey, Sean, how Canada? Free to be me. Wish I could have sent $1 million, brother. I appreciate what you sent, and I thank you, and it's appreciated. To support you on your journey, brother. The support is appreciated. The love is reciprocal, and peace, and thank you to you, brother. Much appreciated. James, God bless the mother you have, Sam, and every mother. No, amen. Look, one of the biggest blessings I've been blessed with is a good mother. And I think about that often. I actually thought about that today. I was actually walking through a campground. I wasn't staying there. I was just like walking through. And there was a mom. She had like 3 young kids. My mom had 3 kids. I'm the youngest of 3 kids. There was a young mom like dragging her 3 kids out of the bathroom. And I could tell like she was trying to get them back to the campsite and like set up camp. And she was frustrated. And the kids were causing her problems. And she was like, I'm tired of you kids giving me problems. Just be quiet. It's not always about what you want. And I think about my mom was never like that. I mean, and I know that we were a drag on my mom. I mean, having 3 kids, not easy. My mom always put us well ahead of herself. And she was always kind and always gave us everything we could ever ask for. And I think about how fortunate I am for that. And when I see someone, and I understand the mother who was frustrated today, I understand how hard life is. But when I see that, I say, man, I've been blessed. And that's why I try to live a right life. I mean, the best way I could honor my mom is I try to treat people, what she showed me. And now it's true. Look, I'm blessed. I can't take credit for that. And she's not perfect, but my mom's been a blessing. And every good mother, blessings to you. It's a hard job, but a blessing. And that's why I value a woman's perspective. That's why I'm not men going their own way. I wouldn't be as good as a person if I didn't know great women. Now, there's a difference between dating women and knowing women, but what I'm telling you is there's certain times in my life where I rather do business, I'd rather talk to a woman than a man. I think there's a level of compassion and softness, even when a woman's being firm, that I value highly. It balances out a man. And I think this world would be a nasty place without women. I really do. Now, I understand if you got to have a divorce or if a woman did you wrong, I understand the pain. So I'm not trying to say this applies to everyone because there's bad women just like there's bad men, right? So I don't want to try to act like, what I mean? But I have to acknowledge that perspective. Sean Murphy. Canada's the same, Gilbert. Luke. And then he gave his Instagram. It's bomb_vintage thumbs up. And again, my Instagram is the word inspire, the symbol _38. Follow me and Luke. Sean Murphy. Racism is a two-way street. Data Geek. Yes, I have had mine for a long time. The purple Toyota Prius. We're talking about the Yeti, the solar. Hook the panel up to the goal 0. Yeah, that's the powerful part about that. Don't have to have all that. All small and portable. And I love that. Look, the goal Yeti 0 solar pack is the way to go. I agree with that. Luke, I may get that at one point, but not yet. But that's a great thing. And that's I think it was only $350 online, something like that. That's not bad. Luke, thank you so much. I appreciate truly praying for me. Yeah, brother. And my mom, I am, because I was thinking about my mom today, and that's why I thought of you. Just what I just said. My heart, lots of love for her. I understand, brother. Luke, heart emoji. Daddy Geek, no need for solar with Yeti in my Prius. Yeah, you're straight. And you got a hybrid generator. The Prius is a generator itself. I totally agree, and allows you to sleep in the temperatures. Yes, because it'll cut on at night when needed. Yeah, so. A Toyota Prius being a hybrid vehicle, meaning it operates off gasoline and it has a separate battery to run off. So when you run the air conditioning at night when you have a Toyota Prius, it runs off the second battery in your car. That's a hybrid. Until it needs to charge itself and the car will intermittently cut on. Now, that's what our guy AJ does down on Miami Beach. But the problem with that is if you're stealth camping and your car keeps starting like every hour, or even if you're at a campground. At most campgrounds, quiet hour is starts at 11 p.m. So unless you were at a remote campsite or one that didn't have that restriction, even though a Toyota Prius starting is very quiet, it may become an issue if you're too close to the next campsite and your car starts every hour or so. But maybe not, because I mean, in the summer, air conditionings run and they're just as loud. So I kind of take that back a little bit. And if I'm going to run an air conditioning outside of my car, it's the same thing like an RV has an air conditioner on top of their roof. It makes noise. So maybe I take that back. Tony? Oh, no. Not in the U-Haul. That's crazy. Yeah, it's true. It's out there, man. Data Geek. They don't make purple. You put it. That's magical. That's my favorite color. And then you dipped it too? It's got the sparkles? I can just like paint. Yeah. Or you can peel it off if you want. Told you I was a real geek. Well, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I like the purple candy paint. I also like people who wrap their cars if they get like some type of decal magical thing. That's cool too. That Tony, Daddy Geek, what's plastic dip? That's like the wrap, right? Tara, signed a new lease yesterday. Okay, it's 1 mile up the road. Okay, from my job. Well, there you go. That's cool. There's walking park. Good. You changed your environment. Good job. I can see from my window doing what I got to do. Good job. To get out of my comfort zone and keep my health in check. Tara, self-care first. You changed your environment, it sounds like, to a healthier environment. I'm very proud of you. Continue to exercise self-care. Praise the Lord. Good job. Self-care is key. Good job. Milano. Sammy. Good thing about the power pack can be recharged many times. Yes, that's true. Even if you drain all the way down. Yeah, Milano, that's true. Good job. Tony. On the Macho Man. Yeah, Macho Man was good too. He passed away. It's a shame. All those guys passed away. Macho Man was the guy. I have the Slim Jim, container on him. Yeah, he did. He had an advertisement deal with Slim Jim, the beef jerky company, and he had like great commercials with them. Yeah, step out of the Slim Jim. You remember that? Yeah, that was it. Sean Murphy, hydration break, guys. Sean Murphy, keep hearing these reports. The USA economy is booming. Is this true? Stock market's at an all-time high. Unemployment is low. So I would say overall the economy is healthy. But you always have to put in quotation marks. If you're laid off, if you're going through a bad time financially, it doesn't matter what the stock market's doing, and it doesn't matter what the overall economy is doing. Also, the middle class is still statistically shrinking. And even though unemployment is low, a lot of jobs are retail and low-paying jobs, not like back in the day where you would have a union, a pension, annuity. But overall, in many aspects, the economy is doing good. So I want to acknowledge that, and you have to. And also, but I want to say there is a layer of the economy that is underpaid workers without benefits. So I still see an imbalance in the economy. I see that we do have an overall good economy, but I see an imbalance that we need to have a little bit more uplift for the lower and middle standard. Rich people can still be very rich, but a little bit uplift. And that's how I feel. If someone doesn't like it, I don't care. That's my opinion. So, and I'll stand by that, okay? Because I'll stand by the fact that the data proves it. I'll stand by the fact we have a billionaire in the Oval Office, okay? And he pays foreign workers at Mar-a-Lago $12 an hour without health benefits, and American workers don't get his jobs, okay? We have a president who has 2 resorts. He hires foreign workers and pays them $12 an hour with no benefits, and he wants to build a wall, and we have Americans that should be getting paid $25 an hour with benefits. But that's what happens when you hire the elite billionaires to run the country and not a middle-class person who's worked all their life. Because I've worked all my life. I've never been on assistance. So what I can tell you is I'm an American worker, okay? I'm not a rich, privileged kid like Donald Trump who inherited money, filed bankruptcy, married immigrants, pays foreign workers, and then panders to Americans who are borderline racists, narcissists, and unfair in their evaluation of society. Love and respect. Tony? Sean, yes, but no Canadians got to be booming now. That's grass is legal. Well, yeah, pot is legal in a lot of states. That's true. One of our viewers, Alice, was looking into that because she had chronic illness. And then another one of our viewers said, look, the doctor said the pharmaceutical company either want to put them on Ritalin Well, pharmaceuticals in America, they're another corporation. We gave corporate tax breaks. They're the drug problem in America, not Mexico. Corporations. Okay, Merck, Shearing Plow, uh, Novartis, all those companies, they're the drug problem. And so doctors said, look, either we're going to put you on Ritalin or you take marijuana, one or the other. He chose marijuana. See, but these are the under problem with society. You know, we don't need to eliminate corporations. We don't need to eliminate pharmaceuticals, but where's the talk about them? It's not about them. And that's where we're unbalanced. That's where we're unbalanced. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Chad, not enough time, man. Chad, just not enough time. Chad, maybe not utilizing my time. Chad, not enough hours in a day. I hear you. Daddy Geek. All Sam's Instagram is the word inspired. The word inspired is symbol _38. Go show him some love. Thank you, Daddy Geek. Chad, maybe I want to do too many things. I can understand that. I've been there. Always break a big job down into small tasks and take it one step at a time. Not easy. Daddy Geek. At Tony. It is paint that you spray on just like permanent paint, but you can remove it without damaging your actual car paint. I used a purple matte and matte clear coat. Google it. $70 a gallon? Daddy Geek. Even Walmart sells it. Watch YouTube on it because you can do it if you have patience. I don't have patience. I couldn't do that, but that's good. 2000. My solar panels battery AGM weight was 110 pounds. Each of you don't want to be moving them around too much. Goal Zero and I power seam to the way to go portability and price. Vintage camper. He gave us Instagram. Vintage_camper_treasures. Oh, that's Jill. That's Jill. Daddy Geek. Spray it with a gun. Do not use the cans. You can spray your tires and rims too. Tony. Daddy Geek. Does it work on metal? Daddy Geek. Yep, it works on everything. Tony, maybe I can spray my sacks. That would be sexy. That'd be magical. Daddy Geek. You can, Tony. Look it up. Cans are a lot. $8. Take your time and do multiple layers and you can be amazed. I spray the emblems of my Prius green. Emblems. Tara. Yeah, I didn't have insurance for the past year. That'll hurt you. They will hit you with a $75 a month fee if you don't have insurance comes tax time. Government always got to have their hands in your pocket. Only this year, because I know Trump, when Trump instituted and Congress instituted a corporate tax reform, they rolled back the individual mandate. So starting this year or 2020, you don't have to have health insurance. But if you don't have health insurance, you run the risk of it's number one cause of bankruptcy. And you can take care of yourself. You can be, but let's say you're going for a walk and you slip and you break your leg. If you don't have health insurance and look, part of Obamacare, if you made under a certain amount, you would get disability. You would have subsidized health care to a certain extent if you were like living under $25,000 or less. So the company you're working for, many of them aren't paying for health insurance. Walmart doesn't pay for health insurance for a lot of companies don't pay for health insurance. So until that problem's fixed, you have an option. Either you're going to get health insurance or you're not. And a lot of people can't afford it, so they take the risk. Or they don't want the government to tell them they have to get it. But if the government doesn't tell you, the problem was the first person who introduced universal health care in America was, or one level of what Obama is, Mitt Romney. Because Mitt Romney was saying that what's happening is poor people or people who don't have health insurance are going into the emergency room. They're racking up a bill. They're not paying their bill. And then they're causing insurance premiums to go higher for people who haven't, because someone's got to pay that loss that the insurance companies are taking on people not paying their bills. Just like car insurance. That's why car insurance is a law that you have to have it or you can't drive. Because what would happen is if you got in an accident and you didn't have insurance, someone else is paying for your thing. Like down here in Florida, Florida's the highest state for car insurance. Why? Because unlike New Jersey, you have to have, or there's a feature that you have to have coverage for uninsured people hitting you. Because down in Florida, we have the most uninsured drivers. Okay? So when uninsured drivers are on the road at a higher rate, you pay for them. I have a higher premium because of them. Because the insurance companies are not going to just pay for it without someone else paying for it. So when you have people without health insurance, and if they get sick, if they go to the hospital, guess who pays for it? Everyone else. Taxpayers, everyone. So That's why there's a need for some type of universal health care, just like there was a need for universal car insurance. Because if you don't, you're going to be like Floridians. You're going to be paying the highest car insurance. So the answer is the balance. I'm not for a total socialized system, but you have to have some regulation. And that's, I think, very common sense. I think that's very fair. I don't think that's very skewed. I think that's a very fair argument. I hear you, though, Tony. Data geek. I just have to keep it from going in holes or covering my keys. I understand that. Marin, good idea for AC in the summer. 2 palm trees, 2 hearts, and a heart point. Marin, good to see you, Marin. I love you. I love everyone, no matter who you vote for. Don't get upset. Tony, Data Geek, does it work with painter's tape? Tony, hey, Marin, how you doing? Data Geek, yep, that's what I use, Tony. But the good stuff, cheap painter's tape, is no good. Joe, yo. No, my name is not Todd. Data Geek, hey, Sam. Data Geek says, hey, Marin, Tony, Data Geek, Tony, use that frog tape. It's great. Duke, in Southern Cal, mortgage HOA dues can easily be 40 to 50% of salary. Easily. So hard to save money. I can understand that. Been there. The weather is good. No, it's great. Not as good as Florida. I like it tropical, though. But not enough to make me stay. Well, I'm not mad at you. Look, that's the beautiful part about America. You know, you can move to a different state, and each state is a different field. But what you're going to find is, this is what I found traveling up and down America. I'm not a homebody. I've traveled up and down the east coast of America. Yeah, it may be a high cost of living in California, but it's also a good job market. So you're going to go to some states, could be very cheap cost of living. You're going to have very hard time getting a job. Like if you go to Kentucky, or there's jobs there, but going to be without health benefits, going to be a lot of low paying retail jobs. And that's the underbelly of society that we're not addressing. Okay. So just make a mental note. So you really only make out in those states if you can work remotely or if you're retired. But stuff is cheap for a reason. Now, look, I'm not saying there's exceptions. There's exceptions to every rule. And every state is a blessing as long as you can. But you just have to be mindful that there's cheaper states to live in, but there's also cheaper jobs and lower pay scales. So, look, I often say, look, I've lived in New Jersey. I've lived in Florida. On average, Florida has lower cost of living. But on average, it has lower pay scale. So you have to figure out how, and it has worse public school system. Okay? Why does it have worse? Because it has lower tax brackets. So it's all relative. You have to look at your situation, your family life, what you want to do with your life. And there's no one answer for everyone. And that's the beautiful part about America. There is individuality. But you have to consider all these factors, not just one thing. Daddy geek? Yeah, me too. See, that's the thing too. Like, I don't have kids, right? So I don't have to worry about a public school system. I don't have to worry about living in a certain area. That would matter for someone who does. I know a lot of people that didn't move to certain areas because the public school system's no good. Daddy geek? Yeah, me too. At Tony. Joe, are you a troll? We'll find out. Marin, I was lucky in the mom department as well. She was a saint, praise the Lord. Have no clue how she raised 5 of us and worked. Marin, there's nothing like a good mother. And sometimes when I see a troll, I said either they didn't have a good mother or they're just a bad person. Because I've known people that have been raised by a good mother, but they have low character. You get a Cain and you get an Abel. And it's not funny. It's not funny to be hurtful. For me, it shows low character. And if you're blessed to have a good mama, you're blessed. Sean Murphy, as Bruce sang, the grinding evolution of the democratic sense. I don't understand. I don't know what that means. Marin, Duke, I missed the LA food laughing. That's Marin saying that. Joe, no, he looks like someone I knew named Todd. Tony, Pink's is the best hot dog ever. I'm not mad at you. Tony, okay, Joe, sorry for accusing you, but I'm the troll sheriff. I appreciate that. Marin, 3 palm trees. Heart. Go, Tara. Yeah, Tara's doing self-care. Heart and 3 palm trees. Joe, okay, cool. If you need a deputy, I got you. That's love. Joe, and you didn't accuse me. You just asked me. Well, that's love and respect. Tony, Sam, got a question. Okay. Do you think marijuana should be taxed and legal? Yeah, I don't have strong opinions on that. I smoked marijuana when I was young, only as like a recreational drug. To me, it made me paranoid and hungry. I didn't get any value out of it. I actually thought it was negative for me. But for some people who have chronic pain, and if a doctor says, look, I either put you on a prescription drug or marijuana, I can understand trying it. So, look, it's taxed one way or another, right? So when I would pick up marijuana, you know how it's taxed? It's taxed by you gotta jeopardize your safety. A lot of times when I would pick up, marijuana or something, you're going in a bad neighborhood or you're doing something illegal. So I would think it's better to be legal and taxed than to not have a tax and have to go into a bad neighborhood to get it and cause other problems. That would be my answer. But I don't do it personally. Tony, Joe, you can be my deputy. I'll take all the help I can get. Love, Tony. Everyone I know, appoint Joe my troll deputy. American writer. Sammy, what do you think about Trump is spot on? What you said about Trump is spot on. Well said. Yes. And look, I also acknowledge that Trump has done some good things. And I also acknowledge that Hillary was a disaster. So I know a lot of times people catch me fired up because I feel like a lot of times people try to push that Trump motto on me without being critical of him. But I want to be fair. There's also some acknowledgement that he should get that he's done good. And I also want to acknowledge that Hillary ran a horrible campaign and she didn't work as hard and she didn't have a good message. So, I mean, I voted for her only because I tend to agree with the policies more. But again, look, like I know I'm very passionate sometimes against Trump and rightfully so because I try to break it down very thoughtfully. But I believe the answer is always in the middle. Again, if it was me with this border wall, I would give Trump the border wall. But I would say, all right, if we give you the border wall, you have to hire American workers at Mar-a-Lago and you have to give them health benefits. That's fair. And then we do some type of thing like that. That all these people who are hiring people on visas that are undercutting American workers' pay, there's some type of reform. We'll give you the wall. You have to do a reform on these work visa programs. I think that's a very fair compromise. I'd work with Trump. I'd work with whoever because I really don't really care about Republican Democrats, just like I think most Americans don't. I think a lot of Americans get baited into it because it's an easy thing. I just look at the policy. To me, I don't care if Trump gets reelected if he did certain policies, but if he don't do those policies, then I care. I always look at policy. I don't really look at the talking points. But thank you, brother. Tara. Marijuana is legal, all caps, in the state of Michigan. Yes, but it's still illegal at the federal level. So if at any time the federal government wants to crack down, they can come into that state and it could be a problem for recreational use. It was just medicinal, but changed recreational in January. Well, that's good. Look, I've always had mixed feelings on that. And like I said, it still federally is against the law. So if the federal government ever got a gangster about it, it could be an issue. But look, I think if you had the choice, if you had the choice between that and a prescription drug, I would give a legal marijuana a try first. I definitely would. So I think it has value in society. Tony, I have had my car here in Maryland. It's expensive, but I needed it. Yep, it beats antidepressants or beta blockers. Again, I think that's a fair point in the conversation. I agree with that. Marin, hey, Daddy Geek. Marin, Tom Bushwhacker, thank you for the super chat, man. Good to see you, man. Tom, brother, thank you for the support, man. Much appreciated. Good seeing you again. And thank you, man. Thank you for everyone who does that, man. Thank you for everyone who doesn't. Doesn't matter, but I just want to show gratitude, acknowledgement, and appreciation, man. All the people, thank you very much, Tom. Good to see you, brother. Love to you, man. Hope you're doing good, man. How was your day? Marin says hi. Thank you again, Tom. Marin says hi. Marin, why do you think millenniums might not be engaged in politics, or are they? I think they are. I think they are. I think millennials are. I think everyone is. Older people too. Look, I have just as much value in my mind for older people than I do younger people. I don't have a value for people with an old mindset. But I don't care if you're 90 or if you're 19. I respect people the same. I think they both demographics have value in society. But I'm for protecting older people. I'm for increasing Social Security pay. Average Social Security pay is $1,400 a month. I think that's a sin for our senior citizens. And like I say, my mom worked all her life. She was never on handouts. And what I can tell you is, what's she getting in Social Security? About $1,000 a month. So, for me, for someone who's worked all their life, I think we can do better for our senior citizens. We're $21 trillion in debt. We give defense companies billions of dollars. We give tax breaks. We're talking about trade talks. We're still making the iPhone in China. And you're telling me, we want to spend $5 billion on a wall. I'm okay with that. I would do it. But let's also put some money towards our senior citizens. So I think everyone's engaged, and I still see our country going forward and the world. But I got love for Canada. Look, I got love for Israel. I got love for Afghanistan. I got love for China. I got, we have to show love and respect to all of humanity. Now, we can take care of business at home. I mean, we got to focus on America, but you have to focus on America, and you have to focus on, now, look, we're globally connected. We got a lot of people in here from Canada. We get people from Korea, so we're humanity. We're all humans. And there's going to be a point in excuse me, there's going to be a point in humanity where all countries are going to need each other to survive at a real level. And then they're going to realize that, look, we got to get along. Even if we don't have to be best friends, but we got to get along and we got to move forward. Good question. I think they are, Marin. I think they are. So good question, Tony. Tara, that's awesome. Maryland is trying to introduce a bill to make it legal here to how Michigan's land of the cherries. Yeah, I think it's good that that's going forward. Marin, I have a cannabis card too. Marin, do they have that in Florida? I didn't know that. Do they have that in Florida, the cannabis card? Can you do it for, Marin, can you do it recreationally, or do you need a medical reason? 2000, Jill. Yes, women are more nurturing. In a general term, emotionally as well, to a big extent. Canada is survival in the winter. Yeah, amazing. We all survive. Laughing. I'm going to film more of my grid set up here alone. Off the grid. Okay, I'll watch. Not for the faint of heart. Well, I'll have to watch. I have to subscribe. Thank you, Jill. Everyone subscribe. Tony. Marin, we are trying to get involved in my 29. I'm 29. I'm almost Congress age, and best believe Gen X is coming to Congress. Tony, man. Thank you, brother Tony, for the coffee super chat, man. Tony, man. Thank you. Love and appreciate it, man. I appreciate that support. Everybody's very generous, man. Thank you for that show of appreciation and gratitude to you. Appreciation to you, Tony, man. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, everyone. So, Tony was speaking on 29, almost Congress age, and best believe Gen X is coming. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with that. And again, I think I'm considered a Gen X. Yeah, I think that was my high school yearbook thing. I don't think I'm in the millennial crowd. I'm 38. But again, I think, look, like Marin's in a demographic. I'm in a demographic. Tony's younger than me. But we're all like-minded. And again, I think the majority of the country, even people who are, whether conservative or liberal, I think the majority of the country is somewhat in the middle. The answer to society is always balance. So what you tend to have is people on the extremes leading the conversation, and to balance out their voice, you have to scream up here, and we try to find a middle ground. So, but I still think, look, society is better than it was 20 years ago. And so I have hope that we continue to go forward. And so I hope that we are, and I think we will. AI Gaming, what's up, Sam? Hey, good to see you, man. Good love and respect to Canada. AI's from Canada. Daddy Geek at Tony. I thought I was your deputy. I saw love. Everyone's deputy. I used to be I remember in middle school, I was like a crossing guard, or not a crossing guard, but like a patrol guy. I don't know what they call him. Tony, I can have more than one in the Sam Defense Force. Yeah, we need them. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. And she smiled good. Tony, involvement in change to raise vibes, yep, and to become a moral country who also good for all globe too. It's a tough balance, and it's never going to be perfect. That's the hard part. But I look back at where we've come from, and hopefully we continue to go forward. Daddy Geek, at Tony. I was a sheriff deputy years ago, for real. Daddy Geek, you got a lot of experience. I got you, Joe, covered. Laughing. Tony. Yeah, Congress is getting old. We need to refresh fresh blood to change democracy. Well, here's where I agree, and here's why I'll give some credit to the Republican side. I think Nancy Pelosi, in my opinion, I think she's outdone her time. Not because she's old, she's got an old mindset. And I think she shows poor leadership the way she negotiates and the way she talks. And again, I tend to lean towards Democratic policy. But I have to be fair that I think Nancy Pelosi encompasses the old mindset. I don't care that she's old, because I think Trump is older than, but Trump has a little bit more of a renewed mind. And that's where we have to be fair. Like if we see if we vote for a certain political party, but we see somebody in that party we disagree with, we have to say it. And I think Nancy Pelosi, even though she may have the leverage in the wall conversation, I think she's doing a disservice not to negotiate. I'm not telling her she should cut a deal, but I would go publicly and say, look, Trump, I'll give you the wall, but you have to pay foreign workers, or you have to kick out your foreign workers. You have to pay Americans. You have to give them health benefits. And I would rework the visa work program. But she doesn't do that. Instead, she just says, we're not going to give you the wall. And she makes it, that's very petty. Very petty. Gina, how are you, brother? Good. Israel's in the house. Good to see you, Gina. What time is it in Israel? It's early in the morning, 5 a.m. Love and respect. Hydration break. Tony, Daddy Geek. Really? That's cool. I can't do that. But cool how long where you are a deputy and you're a deputy too. Loyalty means everything. Hey, Sam. Hey, man. Tony. Bernie 2020. It'll be interesting. I don't, well, they did, well, one is, here's another thing that we could say. Hillary Clinton did Bernie Sanders wrong. Because what we found out is Hillary Clinton and the DNC, they kind of undercut Bernie. Because it sounds like Bernie would have probably won the primary. I like some of Bernie's policies, but I think he's a little bit, I don't want to say he's too weak, but what I don't know, man. 2 years, will he have it? I don't know. I'd be interested to see. I don't know. How old is he getting? But he's got, see now, that's a guy that's older, but he's got a young mindset. So, like, that's where I will say that he's got a young mind. I don't agree. I think he may be a little bit too far for me on that side. But I would definitely look at his policies. I mean, I like Medicare for all to some extent, and I like that the fact that he tries to lower the middle class standard. So, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I would probably vote for him. I would probably. So I'm still looking at Andrew Yang. He's my Democrat on a low scale. Andrew Yang, he's got only about 15,000 followers on Instagram, but I follow him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how the debates turn out. Milano, Sammy, you beat health insurance. Sammy, you beat health insurances. Eat well. No drugs or alcohol. Exercise. I agree to you only to an extent, Milano, because I do all those things. But right now, if I walk outside my car and I fall and I break my leg, guess what? It doesn't matter how healthy I ate. It doesn't matter that I didn't do drugs or alcohol. And have I ever failed and hurt myself? Yes. If you fall and you hurt yourself, it doesn't. You can be a vegetarian. You can be in the excellent shape. And that's why we need a basic level of universal health care. Because you at any time, and if you break your leg, that bill can go $50,000 and up. Because you may need a surgery, you may need this, you're out of work. And, before you know it, that just changed your life. And that's why that the number one cause of bankruptcy in America is medical bills. That's what happens. You have an accident. See, when you don't have an accident, you're not sympathetic. But if you ever have an accident and you have to deal with the medical system, you're going to be disappointed that if you don't have health insurance, you're going to have to file for bankruptcy. Even if you have health insurance, a lot of times you pay a lot of money. And if you get caught in that system, and yes, you can control it in having a good diet and eating well and not drinking, but you can have an accident at any time. You can slip and fall, and it can totally change your life, and it can devastate you financially. And here you are, 59, looking to retire, and you get out of your Class B, and you're looking at some hot Colombian girl drinking your Cuban coffee, and the next thing you know, you fall, and you tear ligaments in your knee, and now you can't retire. Now all the savings you have in a savings account, now the government now you have to give it to the health insurance. You have to give it to a corporation who just got a tax break. And if you don't give it to that corporation, then you have to file bankruptcy. You have to get rid of that money. And the government won't let you file bankruptcy if they see you have money. So you have to give it to the corporation. And this is why the system is a little bit out of balance. But good comment, brother. I love you. Marin, I loved marijuana when I was young, generations ago. It agreed with me and was fun. That's it. Some friends were like you, and it was a bad experience. Had high metabolism, so no weight problem. Well, that's positive. Tom, thank you again, brother. I appreciate that. I hope you're still in here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Marin, marijuana helps cancer. I'm not mad at that. At least mine. I'm not mad at that at all. Good job, Marin. Tony, thank you as well. Joe, Trump better get the whole wall built before he's out of office. I'm not mad at the wall. We already have a wall, so that's where I'll compromise with Trump. We already have walls on the border, so I have no problem building a wall. I have no problem with making sure our immigration system is legal. But I have a problem with someone who hires foreign workers and doesn't pay them a livable wage and doesn't pay them health care in $1 million, $1 billion resort. And he's saying, so that's disingenuous. So we need to reform the billionaires like him that pay foreign workers, not American workers, and doesn't give them health care. And let's build a wall. Let's have a compromise. I'm with that. Data Geek. I wish I could try marijuana for pain, but can't carry a firearm if I did here in my state. Yeah, packing that heat. Tom, great, getting better. Good. By the day, learning a lot from your videos. Well, Tom, brother, thank you, man. I'm glad that, look, I know that people may not agree with me 100%. That's all right. But thank you, brother. I'm thankful if I could inspire you, and I appreciate the love and support. It's reciprocal. Thank you, brother. I'm glad you're doing good. One day at a time. One day at a time, one step at a time. If you really get low in life, just remember, if you stay down, the world will keep kicking you. But I only have been there where I wanted to give up in life, so I understand the pain. For me, you don't care about policy. You just care about a wall. You care about a showpiece. So for me, that's your opinion, though. You have a right to your opinion. But I would disagree because you just care about a showpiece. You don't care about the policy. You don't care that he hires foreign workers and that he doesn't pay them health insurance, and that could be American workers at a higher pay. You don't care about that? That would be epic to me. What would be epic to me is if Trump would hire American workers at Mar-a-Lago, pay them $25 an hour with health care. That would be more epic than a wall that's meaningless, because the wall still doesn't really solve the immigration problem. And that's where I think people are misled and disingenuous in their politics. I do. Jones, amen. We need to take care of our seniors. Totally agree. That would be epic to me if we took care of our seniors. Marin, it would be considerate to show a little gratitude and love for those now old here. Well, I totally agree. They can't survive in poverty. I agree. My mom worked her whole life and she get $1,000 a month on Social Security. I totally agree. Tony, thank you again, brother. Thank you. Much appreciated. Marin, I'm happy to pay taxes for everyone to be equal in all basic needs, education, healthcare, etc. Yeah, I mean, look, we pay more taxes than Warren Buffett. We pay more taxes than corporations because they got lawyers lobbying the Senate. They're working loopholes. And Warren Buffett's on record saying his secretary pays more in taxes than he does. So the system's on skewed. That's true. Tony. Yes, Sam, you're Gen X too, Sam. I know people my age and they are running for city council and things, trying to upstand citizen. Yeah, look, and you don't have to run for Congress or a political office to make a positive impact in society. Just being a worker, because believe me, you need to have people who work for corporations. You need to have people who work in construction. You need upright citizens. So there's not, yeah, I agree. Marin, 2 palm trees. I think millennials can have visionaries and brand new dreams and balance and morals. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Tony. Marin, I am too. Tony says, Marin, I am too. ID pay an extra $900 a year in taxes. Okay, to take care of our seniors and veterans. I'm with you, Tony. Yeah, she did. That they screwed the burn. Yeah, you're talking about with Hillary. Yeah, they did screw Bernie on that. You're right, Marin. Night sky emoji. I think Pelosi is making people snicker as she makes Trump squirm, and payback is petty, but this is karma. Yeah, I hear you, but I mean, again, like just like how I push back on Tony, not on Tony, on just how I push back on Joe, I would have to push back on that, because if I'm saying Trump is being disingenuous by just wanting a wall but not informing like the work visa program and how he pays foreign workers, I have to be just as fair with Pelosi. She is being just as petty, and that's why it takes 2 to tango. Pelosi should cut a deal, reform the work visa program and different programs like that, get Trump paying Americans good wages with health benefits, and then we'll build the wall. But they're both locked in, and those are the negative people, and that's why they like to give thumbs down. I know people that they love politicians, but their own children don't want to speak to them. To me, and I'm not, and that's where society's messed up. Society loves their president or they love their whoever, but their children don't like them. And that's bad, and that's not good. But I understand them. We all go through that. Daddy Geek, Tony, only a couple of years decided to go back in my field of study and use my 2 degrees because here in my state there is no respect for the law. I still work with enforcement team. Okay. Data Geek, with our enforcement division as data forensics investigators, there you go, when needed, not my main responsibility though. Data Geek, you're doing it. See, Data Geek, we need people like Data Geek in society, adding value to society, and that's just as important as a congressman or a president. Very much. Tony, Data Geek, I don't know about respect for the law. I don't know about respect for the law. I'm not trying to disrespect the police, but they need to learn the Constitution and not the obliterate people's rights, just my opinion. Tony, I'm sorry, but when they stop people for no reason and shooting for no reason, there needs to be reform. Well, I think police cameras are a big reform. And I think a majority of police may be upright. And just like the news sometimes only reports the bad citizens, rape, murder, car accidents. Sometimes they only report the bad police, because I've dealt with some good police. So I think I have to be fair and say that I think the reform should be in the body cameras and the public having access to those body cameras. And then, like I say, what I've always said, like, if you ever have an interaction with law enforcement, for me, I kind of keep my mouth shut. I just comply. And if there's a problem, you fight that in court. Like, I had friends, I had family members that when the police would say something to them, they would start arguing with the police. I said, why are you going to do that? You're going to make your life harder. I say, if the police are treating you with injustice, keep your mouth shut, document it, and then take them to court. That's how I always look at it, but I know some people don't look at it like that. Gina, it's too damn early, but it's worth to wake up 4 a.m. Thank you for your live videos. I'm going to hit the gym in 2 hours. It's good feeling after I didn't miss a workout for 19 years. Damn, you must be in shape, man. Tony, but Data Geek, nothing but respect to you. Well, same to you, Tony, brother. We love you. Chad, I smoked marijuana illegally for 20 years, and I recently quit successfully because I decided I don't want to chase carrots anymore. I'm not mad at you. Getting high was a carrot, okay, in my face. It makes me move, but no more. Okay. Chad, no chasing carrots. Okay. Jill, I bought government weed a month ago, 8 weeks plus tax was $105. It sucked me. Us Canadians are boycotting it. Buy from our black market again. Government weed, I got yeah, that's the give and a take. I mean, that's where the government can mess up stuff. It's a give and a take. Chad, time to shed the things that the world and live minimalistically. As best you can, I think that's wisdom. Tony, sorry for venting. No, that's okay. Tony, this is good dialogue. And for those like-minded people and for those who understand that this is love and respect and reciprocal, you have to share your opinion. You know I respect your opinion, your voice, and we're having good dialogue, brother. You got to share. Tony, sorry for venting, but I'm tired of seeing colored people getting stopped, frisked without cause, and shot and killed. The news is making me sick. Well, you're heard. You're heard, brother. I hear you. 2,000 Jill, hurt 5 times. I'm blaming my government. They're trying to kill us. Okay, you're heard as well. Joe, I just don't want to see that big bad wolf talking about building the wall and having Mexico pay for it. He better get the wall finished, no excuses. No, I hear you. Look, that was a political slogan. I have no problem paying for it. But I think we got to have reform with it. Just like Tony's pushing for reform with law enforcement. I think common sense people could figure out something, but I think you got 2 petty people. I think you got Trump and Pelosi. They're playing a game with each other. I could disagree with somebody, but if it was my job to get a job done, I would compromise. I mean, like on YouTube or in your personal life, you could block people. You don't have to do it. But if it was my job for the common good of the country to work together, I would work with people. I'd figure out a compromise. Data Geek. Tony, I respect your thoughts, but remember that the good cops feel like you. And remember that good cops fear bad partners way worse than I can ever tell you. Kind of like racism. One bad person causes. Good conversation. Tara, when I signed up for my electric, with a new lease, with a new company yesterday, I was notified it was prepaid. Never had a prepaid electric bill. I never heard of that. I kind of feel like the idea. You can text to see your usage and everything. I never heard of that. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing. Daddy Geek. Bad issues for 10 good ones. Love and respect always. That's true. That's true. Tony, Daddy Geek, I understand how the good cops feel. I had a neighbor growing up, was a trooper. He was killed for no reason. He was one of the nicest men I ever met. Good conversation, guys. Daddy Geek. Not that it matters, but good cops are profiled. This is a good conversation and stopped by the same bad police. Just saying, remember, I'm a double minority, so I have been through it all. Good conversation, guys. Brandon, I was driving Lyft. I checked before going and I signaled and I moved to the right lane. Cop pulled me over and said, you cut me off. Oh, God. He gave me careless driving. I'm sorry, I don't mean left. He gave me careless driving, improper passing. My record was clean. I'm sorry. I know I've been pulled over. I got a ticket before. I know how horrible it is. I know. Tony, he used to buy all of us kids ice cream. Ice cream emoji. Tom, the reform needs to be training. There was a 14-year-old killed in Tempe, Arizona. Cop shot the kid in the back while he was running away. Well, definitely. Now, if there's an issue like that where it sounds like almost murder, but I don't know all the circumstances of the case, then, not only does it need to be reformed, then you need to bring up charges. So the answer is somewhere in the middle, that we have common respect for one another, including law officers, and that's why I think body cameras and the public's access to the body camera footage is best. Does that guarantee justice? No, they're never going to guarantee it. But I would like to see that continue to advance. I think that's a helpful part that can help reform the system a little bit. Mandatory body cameras on all cops and a level of public access to the surveillance. I think that'd be good. Sir G, bro, did you ever smoke weed? Yes, when I was younger. Marin, don't smoke weed, cough, or do alcohol. Tastes bad to me. Everyone's different. That's true. Tony, Sam, the government is being petty, squabbling like 4 years. I agree. Both sides. I agree with that. Tony, Marin, can I ask a question? Brendan, excuse me, guys. Brendan, the thing I hate about tickets is that you have to pay for them, but it is how it affects your insurance. It really messes it up. Tony, how life changed since you were born? I'm trying to get an idea. How's life changed? Oh, how's life changed since I was born? I think society has gotten better. I mean, when I grew up, right? I think there was more division. I think there was. I think if I remember watching the NBA Finals, and all I could tell you is I think the world's gotten better. Whether it was racial divide, whether it was police brutality, whether it was drugs. In the 80s and 90s when I grew up, there was the crack epidemic, there was Rodney King, there was polarization, there was women didn't have as much power, even minorities didn't have as much equality. We were at wars more. We were in the first Desert Storm at that time. I see more peace in the world. I see more equality. I see more justice. There's always room where we have to continue to reform and improve. But I actually see a better world now than I did 20 years ago. So that's how I see it. And amen. There's a young man interviewing WW2 vet. It's beautiful. Marin, I'm with Tony. The Brotherhood of Police needs to complete revamping. Friend killed because of BB gun. Very sad. Beautiful life ended. Shot in the head. Never forget. Police have hard job. Yeah, the answer is somewhere in the middle. I totally agree. Joe, all I heard during Donald's campaign was saying he was going to build a wall, and I hold him to a standard of being better. It better be built because he boosted my interest, and if it don't get built, okay. Look, I hear you. Look, I try to give. You're stating what you feel, and it's not disrespectful towards me or towards anyone. So I understand. Everyone's got their own viewpoint. All right, guys, I did the best I could. I hope everyone. I want to thank everyone for joining. I want to thank everyone for the super chat love. Thank everyone who clicked the thumbs up button. Thank everyone who left a comment. I sincerely appreciate it. And I hope you have a peaceful night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.